Hey guys, so today I thought I'd do a bit of a what I do in a week, kind of my routine for riding Khal. He is a 4-year-old horse and he's our homebred, and he was broken last summer and then has just come back into work. So he's still young and he's still unfit. So on Monday he will get a day off. That's all the horse's days off. And then this is Tuesday. On Tuesday I will lunge him. You can see at the start he's a little bit tense and he isn't stretching or anything like that, but I do these raised trotting pulls and they are so good. I would really recommend giving them a go with your horses. They're really good for building up muscle on their top line, their hind end, shoulders, everything. They have to work quite hard to do them, and I find that once I start doing them, he tends to stretch a lot better and he relaxes. Then I just do a short canter on each rein, not too much, just to get him thinking about cantering on a smaller circle and finding his balance. I time my lunging with using songs because I play music at the same time. So I do one song of walk and trot, one song of raised trotting pulls, one song of walk, trot and a bit of canter, and then finally a song of trotting pulls again. So they usually it usually ends up being around the same on both reins. The song is usually like 4 or 5 minutes. So then I just repeat it on the other rein as well. So on Wednesday I rode him. This is actually a clip from a few weeks ago, but I wanted to put it in because it's a bit interesting. That's why my tack is slightly different. So I was doing some ground pulls on him and you can see that he was really spooky. He did not want to go over those pulls. I'd done pulls once before on him and he wasn't too bad, but in this case there was a wing either side, so he found that really scary. So instead of kind of beating him over it, I thought I'd go over the pole to the right of it because I knew he would do that. And then I just kept his feet moving, kept him walking all over the poles, kept rewarding him and moved closer and closer to the wings each time. You can see me just going all over the poles there. I had a lot laid out. So it's funny, just like young horses, he'd done trotting pulls previously and didn't mind them at all, but just when things changed and it was a new situation, he just wasn't very sure. But then I kept doing these pulls and you can see he hesitated there a little bit, but was a little bit more confident to go over them. And in fairness, they are very scary wings, they're quite large. And with young horses, it's all about patience. Like if they get a good experience that first time, that's going to stick with them, whereas if they associate the first time going over poles with, oh my god, that was so scary, then it's not going to be a very good experience. And see, that time he just went over them, had a little look, and then just stepped over it, which was much better. His brain was relaxed, and when they're relaxed they actually take things in, as opposed to if I just galloped him at that and forced him to go over it, he would have been scared. He wouldn't have even known he was going over them. I don't think he would have learned as much. Whereas this time I turned him around, went over it, and he didn't even look at it that time. He was perfect. So that's kind of just a little bit of talking through me introducing something new to a horse, just kind of taking it slow and starting off easy with things that you know they can do, like going over the pole at the side, and slowly working your way towards what you want them to do. So I also did a bit of cantering with him, and I find he's actually really easy to get on to. I find him really good to get into canter. I was really impressed. We never really had any bad moments. Like, with young horses, sometimes they just trot faster or they strike off on the wrong lead or anything. He's very balanced in the canter, and I just canter him over the pole, and he was super. He didn't care at all. And just the same on the other rein. So this is Thursday, and that there was his first time going over the pole that day, and you can see 100% confident, didn't look at it at all, which I was really happy. Shows he did learn from the previous day. And there he kept going forward over it, but had a little jump, which I do not mind at all. I encourage him to be careful with his feet. And this time I set up a little course of poles, so I went over all of them, because last time I found that when I moved the pole, he was suddenly wary of it again. But this time, no matter where all the different poles were, he was perfectly fine. He was confident and going forward over all of them. So I trot around all the course of poles and then I canter around it. I find doing poles on the ground keeps it interesting, because I know myself, if I'm just trotting and cantering around, I tend to just kind of do laps and laps and I'm not really doing anything. But when you have a course of poles that you have to go over, you're constantly turning, you're changing the lead, you're bending them. Like, it just switches things up so they don't get bored and they have to keep thinking about what they're doing. And here I'm doing these poles in a loop on a circle, so he has to just keep looking where his feet are and paying attention. So on Friday he got a day off, his midweek day off, because I don't want to ride him 5 days or 6 days in a row. And then on Saturday I decided I would give him a jump. So this is me just going over the poles yet again, and you can see that he is very confident by now and he doesn't care less. And with him, because he's unfit, I try to not warm up for too long, so he still has energy and he's still coming forward and off my leg for the jumping and the pull work. And I'm just cantering over it on both reins to get him used to it. One thing about him is that his canter is really, really regular and he keeps a really good rhythm, so it's really easy to see a stride on him. But you can see that the minute it's changed and that there's a cross pull there, he's suddenly like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I just keep going, keep putting leg on, keep everything the same, and eventually he settles down. He realizes that this isn't really a big deal. So we put it as a vertical, which he actually found a lot easier. I think the cross is just a little bit spookier for him than the vertical. And then on the Sunday, I gave him a hack just to keep things different, show him new things. It's great to just develop their brain, let them see things that isn't just the arena all the time, because eventually he will be going to shows and new places. And he was actually very good, not very spooky. My mum was there to help me, so if he was looking at anything, he would just generally follow her because he really likes people. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it kind of interesting. Maybe got some little exercise inspiration for your own horses. Let me know what your routine is for your horses, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye.